This is Palak Sharma from Think Blue Brain.
Very
Glad
nice
to
meeting you.
welcome all of you in today's webinar.
Thank you.
I'm glad to welcome all of you on today's webinar. It is on Hari Vari Kari by the person we were all equally excited to meet, Shri S.R. Nagaraj.
Thank you.
Let me tell you something more about Sir. Shri S.R. Nagaraj is actually from Bangalore. He did his BSc from Bangalore University in 1969 and then BE in Electrical Engineering in 1972 from IISc Bangalore. And then he joined ISRO the same year as a junior engineer. He has contributed as a design engineer starting from the first satellite Aryabhat, followed by 22 other satellites. His last satellite was, we all know it, it was Chandrayaan 1. He also headed a team of engineers designing systems for remote sensing satellites of ISRO. After 37 years of service, he retired in the year 2009. Even after retiring, he's been actively engaged in various social activities for senior citizens, for school children, etc., through organizations like Dignity Foundation, Sri Sankara TV, Agama Foundation, giving talks in various forums, etc. So now it was in shorts about the personality. Let's welcome let's welcome Sri S.R. Nagaraj.
Thank you. Thank you
Sri
very much.
S.R. Nagaraj says, hurry, we should not hurry, worry, or curry in life. So now let's hear more from him. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my dear children. Today, I'm going to talk about the Hari Vari Kari. Before that, Mr. Ayush Pandey organizes the Think Blue Brain organization, and thanks for inviting me to share my thoughts with you, especially the student community, which I have been doing for quite a long time. And also, I love to share my thoughts with the student community because you are the future of our country. First of all, I would like to start my talk with a prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I would like to wish you all a very happy good morning and best of luck in all your endeavors. You are the cream of the youth for the great country Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. Please take care of yourself, your parents, your family, your city, and your country. The country, in the future of our country is in your hands. Be a student always. Always keep learning something or the other and cultivate hobbies. Share what you learn. Understand the great heritage and culture of our country, Bharat, and share it with other people also. Money is not everything in life, but money is required for a living. So now today, the topic I'm going to talk is about our great country, Bharat. I mean, I said Hari Vari Kari, and that now I would like to, I wish to narrate what is the Hari, what is Vari, and what is Kari. And if you don't, if you exceed any of these things, then what are the repercussions? Hari Vari Kari has been there since ages. Hari was always there, but not as much as it is today. I was born in after the independence in 1949, and I know I have grown in India, in Bangalore. That is, with the living in that area. I mean, in that era, and we know there was not much facility there available at that time, and we never used to hurry. And there was no any opportunity for eating curries at the restaurants, but whatever was at home we used to eat, and the worry also was not there because we never used to worry about anything. Whatever was available we used to get satisfied. things have changed over the years, and today we are seeing both the. I am able to see both the ends of the world, both the ends of. Whatever was not there and whatever is there today, both we are enjoying. Hurry was always there, but not as much as it is today. These many worries and curries were not there certainly in those days. Life was very slow in those days, and it has become very, very fast and hectic. All of you know that. In olden days, the population was less. Cities and towns were smaller. Science and technology had not developed this much. As you all know, the science and technology has developed tremendously over the last 20 years. And even today, it is increasing every day and very difficult to catch with that. People were simple in dress and dress, food, and style. They used to eat all these things I am telling you much before your birth. They used to eat simple food, but healthy. It was very healthy food. We used to say pure air, pure water, and pure food. Definitely, it was available. Certainly, it was available, and we really enjoyed that one. And whatever food was available, it was really healthy. It was really, whatever water, healthy food, and healthy air, pure air. And today, everything is polluted, and our minds also are polluted, and we have to go in search of the purity. There was poverty and so less money in circulation, but still happiness was there. Really, we used to be happy. You may be surprised. My father used to bring 120 kgs of rice for just 12 rupees. 120 kgs of rice for a excellent rice. And tur dal, 50 shares. Shares means almost about 70 kgs. 70 kgs for just 8 rupees in those days. 8 rupees. You may not believe, but it's a fact. Oh my God. Slowly, with the advent of globalization and liberalization, things started to change. 1960, 70, 95, 97 onwards, the globalization started and liberalization started everywhere all over the world, and especially in India. So even the changes were very fast. The invention of transistor in 1948 paved way for developing miniaturization and powerful devices, resulting in integrated chips and very fast advancement in high-speed digital technology and digital electronics and computers, which you are all enjoying even today and in the future. You are already doing a lot of avishkars in this area for making the life, I don't say simple, but comfortable. The development of high-speed processors and high-capacity solid-state storage devices made the world to enter into the digital revolution. New methods of education, research, and development, industries, communication, space and defense, technology, big industries, agriculture, software boom, real estate segment, administration, MNCs, business houses, banking sector, entertainment industry, musical field, transport industry, hospitality sector, medical field, and medical science, science and technology, etc., have made tremendous inroads into the common man's life. These are all the tremendous growth what we, especially in India and all over the world, people have witnessed and are witnessing for the last 20 to 30 years. We can take the example of Bangalore itself. I was born in Bangalore, as I told you, and in 1950, the population of the then Bangalore was only 7.5 lakhs. Today, Bangalore population is more than 1.25 crores, including the floating population. People were walking mostly, and work was done leisurely. People were really happy in the true sense. In today's the people who are walking is minimum, and the people who are using two-wheelers and four-wheelers and three-wheelers, there is a maximum. Since then, Bangalore has been growing disproportionately on all sides, surpassing Kempegowda limits with a population of about 1 crore today. What is this Kempegowda limits, you may ask? At that time, the founder of Bangalore, Kempegowda, he was a Palagar, and then he had put 4 pillars in the 4 corners of Bangalore, telling that Bangalore will not grow beyond this one. Today, in each direction, there are not only 4 directions, but there are multiple directions in which you can even along the 8 directions, the Bangalore has grown disproportionately and surpassing the Kempegowda limits. And of course, the infrastructure also has grown very much. The population of today Bangalore is more than 1 crore. Everyone and everything is running very fast. Everybody, there is no time with anybody for anybody. People say, whatever you ask, they say, I don't have time. And nobody has any time for anything. People don't have time for their parents. Parents don't have time for their children. And like this, whether people don't have time for anybody at home or outside. Every second is important, and the time is money. Everyone is in constant hurry to overtake others. Everyone is in a constant hurry to overtake others. Distances are becoming more, not only on the roads, but even in the minds. So the distances between the people also are becoming more. Traveling, earlier days, we used to have the Avibhakta Kutumba, that is, we all used to live together. But today, and if husband and wife lives together, they live together, it is a joint family. Traveling time is more in spite of so many new transportation systems due to the traffic congestion everywhere. So many types of vehicles have come, so many new vehicles are there, but the roads are not proper. And who is responsible for all these things? We are only responsible. And everywhere we want to hurry, but we cannot hurry. And because of that one, people will get frustrated. People will get lose their minds, and they start shouting on everybody. Children are in a hurry. College students are in a hurry. Office goers are in a hurry. Youth are in a hurry. Homemakers are in a hurry. There is housewives. Darshini customers are in a hurry. Nobody has got any patience to go to the hotel, sit aramse and then eat. Everybody wants to stand and then drink or eat and then get out. Instant food everywhere. Fast digital communication, bullet trains, and many more are examples of hurry today. It is resulting in people becoming restless and impatient. Don't you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So true.
And school teachers want to finish their syllabus fast. School or college teachers anywhere, or any tuitions anywhere for that matter. Parents want the homework to be done by the children very fast. Youth want to drive fast to meet their friends, whether it's a girlfriend or a boyfriend, I don't know. Everywhere, run, run, run. Nobody seems to be bothered about the repercussions. Similarly, worry and curry follow hurry. So once you are in a hurry, and once you are in a hurry, worry and curry will follow. All these three, because when you are disgusted, you go to a restaurant, eat something, whatever is available. It is not that what you want, you will ask. It is whatever is available, you take it and then eat it. Eat it in a hurry, that too. Okay? And then you start worrying for everything. All these three are some sort of weaknesses of not only any Indian, but also any individual around the world. Now, I will story, it is just a humorous story about hurry. And you know, most of the people, elderly people, when you talk over phone, nowadays, they say, when you say hello, they say Hari Om. When you say, I mean, you might have read this joke somewhere. One Orthodox Indian, he went to US. to visit his son and daughter-in-law. So after 1 or 2 days, he went to, he's a very orthodox this thing, and then he went on chanting. I mean, he was going on a walk in the American city near his son's house. Some vehicle came and hit him or something like that, and he fell down. He started, some blood started flowing or something like that, and immediately within 5 minutes, police people came. They saw him in that condition, and he was was taken immediately in their van or ambulance to his house. And as soon as they reached his house, his daughter-in-law was taken aback, and then she was very sad that what has happened. Then the police people explained he had fallen on the road, and then we brought him. He was bleeding, and he was chanting Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. And then she said, that is why we brought him home. No, sir, it is not Hari Om. It is Hari Om. H-A-R-I-O-M. H-A-R-I-O-M. In India, we pray, when we want to chant the name of the God, we say Hari Om, Hari Om. You misunderstood. You did not understand, because you people don't know about Hari Om. That's why you Hari Om, you thought, and you brought him home. And please take him to the hospital immediately. So this is a joke. And anyway, just laugh it off in between. I don't know what sort of subject is mine. Then the present demands and expectations of individuals and our incapability to cope with them is the real cause of this hurry, worry, curry. If student fails, he will start worrying. And for the examination, he hurries. And in the examination, he is not able to write properly what he has read or what he has prepared, and then he will start worrying. And then when he comes out, when the results are out, suppose he's not, the results are not up to the expectations, he will start worrying. Then he will go to the canteen after that, and he will eat something nonsense to forget about his worry. So these are all the three things. Everybody is following, not only following, but encountering every day. We are getting torn between conflicts, tension, greed, jealousy, and a fragile ego. That ego is the main culprit in this competitive world around us. If somebody gets more marks, if somebody gets a good job, we worry about it. And if we don't get a job properly, we worry. But we don't worry how to get a good job. See, worrying is not, I'll come to that point. And so these are all the points. There is ego in this competitive world around us. Hurry leads to, and the life starts with hurry. Oh, sorry, where am I? And hurry leads to health problems and both mental and physical. It leads to mental problems as well as physical problems, which are very, very dangerous. So unnecessary hurrying is not good. Life starts with hurry. You know that. Modern day is full of duties, responsibilities, demands, ambitions, and frustrations. Our unhealthy lifestyle, poor diet, and improper sleep worsen the symptoms of stress. Leading a hectic and fast life can cause indigestion, irritability, loss of sex drive, diabetes, weakened memory, chronic fatigue, tense muscles, respiratory problems like asthma, etc. So, is there any use in hurrying? Young persons say yes, and old persons say no. Have you not heard of the proverb? In Kannada, what I have written, Atharagaranikke buddhi mattu. That means a person who hurries, a person who does everything in haste, his brain is not working properly. Okay, so hasty decisions make you repent. That proverb is there. Don't haste. So think coolly and take your own time, and then take your decision. Of course, we have to hurry where it is required. Like, for example, to catch a flight or to catch a train or to catch a bus. or going to an examination hall or to go to the office in this terrible traffic. Today, people are hurrying at the cost of others, causing accidents. Today, people are hurrying at the cost of others, causing accidents. What next? I'm going to worry. What is worry? It is thinking. It is about unnecessary things. Worry is another cause for anxiety or ill health. Worrying for good things is acceptable, but worrying about the past or imagining and worrying about the future is waste of time and increases mental tension. But worrying has become a part of life. If you ask somebody, what are you doing? Oh, I'm worrying here. I don't know what to do. I don't know that thing is causing worry. This thing is causing worry. I don't know. I'm not able to pay the fees in time. I don't know whether I'll get or not. And I'm not getting the ticket, and I'm not able to read properly, and I'm not able to attend the class properly, and I could not meet my girlfriend. So these are all the things. And I have given the letter, but I don't know what is the result of that one. Everything worrying, everything worrying. So there is no point in worrying unnecessarily, because as per Bhagavad Gita, whatever is to happen will happen. Whatever is happening is happening. Will happen. And whatever whatever has happened is always for the good, and whatever will happen is for the good, and whatever is happening is for the good. So you, by worrying, you cannot change the things. Worrying is another cause for anxiety or ill health. Worrying for good things is acceptable. Worrying about the past or imagining and worrying about the future is a waste of time. But worrying has become a part of life. Sometimes worrying to a certain extent may be beneficial in terms of improving our own performance. But worrying beyond a certain limit leads to health problems. So worry is also a second weakness which can be avoided if possible. Here is a photo of worry, an example how, see, that person is simply putting his hand on the head, and that means he is worrying something. This is an indication. Now, continuing this worry, parents worry about what their children will become when they grow up. Especially today, for the last about 20 years, this sort of worrying has become too much. As though it is a contagious disease, every parent borrows it from the others, and then starts worrying what their children will become. They will never allow their children to become what they want. What their children will become when they grow up, and whether they will get good match for their son or daughter when they grow up, or whether their children go abroad, or whether their children score 100% marks in all the papers, in all the subjects, in all the exams. Some people will start worrying how to build a house. There is another thing. Or buy a flat. Say, some people will start worrying how to build a house, but he would not have even bought a site. Then if some people want to buy a flat, he will start worrying, but he will not have money. So for that again, he will worry. Somebody wants to buy a car, but he doesn't have sufficient money. So again, he starts worrying. So how to get a seat in a good school or a college? And for that, again, you have to worry. For getting a good school or a good seat in a college or a school, you have to start. A lot of preparation is required. A lot of effort is required, and a lot of planning is required. And coming out with success in the examinations are very, very essential. And also knowledge about the good schools, what are all available, where are they available, and what is the previous history, everything. Then a good knowledge also is available. And the senior citizen worrying, he got less interest from the banks for his FDs, etc. That is a fixed deposits. If he is getting 7%, in some other bank is giving 7.5% or something like that, he will start worrying why this bank is not giving. Or some people, elderly people who don't have any job, they will think why Modi is doing like this, why Modi is doing like that, and what will happen to the country's economy. Can you improve it? It is only pastime, that's all, nothing else. In that pastime, you can do a lot of useful things for yourself. Being worried all the time can lead to dizziness, irritability, headache, sweating, weakened immune system, digestion problems, heart problems, etc. So chronic worrying can affect daily life. Every day somebody, what are you doing? What is your regular hobby? So my regular hobby is to worry. Every day I say worry between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And evening 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So some people, they don't have any other job. They say, I'm worrying. Worrying about what? Worrying about so many things. Every day I will invent what to worry about. There is one Professor Krishna Gowda, he is in Bangalore, and he says, so you all know that, and South India, people wear dhotis. And when they want to be comfortable, they will lift the dhotis and then tie halfway. So that one, this Professor Krishna Gowda has beautifully commented about that one. There is a pit somewhere. Whenever a pit is there, people who are wearing dhotis, they will wear their dhotis, take it up and then wear it so that their jumping on the across the pit is easy and comfortable. So he says, what is the use of tying your dhoti up to cross a pit which is miles ahead? Somewhere else it is there 1 kilometer away. So why you want to adjust your dhoti now itself? So like that also, like that only in our life also, somewhere else some problem may come tomorrow or day after tomorrow or after 1 year. So why to bother about it now itself? Whatever comes at that time, let us try to face it. Let us try to meet the challenge at that time. Enjoy today the gift of God. God has given us a beautiful life. Every minute, for you also 24 hours, for me also 24 hours, for each one of you 24 hours God has given. And each minute is precious. And don't bother, past is already gone. And past is history, future is mystery, and present is the beautiful gift of the God. And that is why it is called present. So when you go to some friend's function, you give him a present, is it not? So that is the present. That is, the God has given us the beautiful gift of the present. That is, every minute to enjoy the life, to every minute to utilize it fully. Because some people are successful. That is because every minute, whatever you have and whatever he has, he will utilize effectively and positively, proactively. So that is why he is successful, and others are unsuccessful because they don't know how to utilize that every minute or every second. Enjoy today the gift of God. If you start worrying, you will lose beautiful moments of the present, which is the gift of the God. For example, there is no point in worrying how Modi, that's what I told you, how Modi will solve the Rohingya problem or the Kashmir problem or this thing. That is his job. Why we have to worry it? After worrying, can you suggest anything? No. It is not our job. Similarly, whether Modi will come back as Prime Minister, start thinking, going on worrying, spoil your health. There is a saying, by worrying, if you can solve a problem, then go ahead and solve. Go ahead and worry. By worrying, if you can solve a problem, then go ahead and worry. But by worrying, if you cannot solve a problem, then why worry? Is it not beautiful quote? Some people say that their hair has become gray or it has fallen because they worried too much. Is it really true? Because if hair has to fall, it will definitely fall. Okay, and nobody need to do anything. Nobody need to worry. But their falling of the hair, they attribute it to the worrying. So that is another lesson that if you want your hair to be intact, don't worry. Except for January and February, we should not worry in other months. You know why? Since it is January, February, because all other months, they don't have worries. So if you want to worry, you should worry. Already it has got January and February. So remaining months, if you want, you can worry. But it is not advisable to worry any time of the year. So do not hurry and do not worry. Now, try to avoid them if possible and if feasible. Next, let us go to curry. We all know what is curry, and who doesn't want curry? With every dish, any dish prepared with vegetables and spices and other ingredients is a curry. Curry is a part of our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We have so many varieties of curries, each one with different taste and mouth-watering. Examples of curries are palya, we call it curry in Kannada, dal, chutney, North Indian curries, gobi manchuri, then paneer butter masala, aloo matar, aloo palak, palak paneer, veg Hyderabadi, veg kolhapuri, etc., etc. Okay, and they're all mouth-watering and all colorful and so tasty. So and we call it curries. So many South Indian curries are there, for that matter. And goju is there. Goju means some sort of a chutney, and then chutney pudi is there, and powder, and chats, gobi manchuri, and in our hundreds and thousands of varieties, which we can eat with either chapati or roti or any other thing, rumali roti or any other thing. For everything we require this thing because we enjoy the taste only with a curry. Avial in Tamil Nadu they say avial, kalu palya, and also in Karnataka, and masala, sagu masala. Sagu, for example, a masala dosa without a dosa without a masala will not taste good. A sagu masala is another thing, and a fish curry, whether it's a non-veg or a veg, curry is very much essential. However, curry has become a part of our daily life, whether it is veg or non-veg. Curries give additional taste and provide happy eating. As you all know, balanced diet is one of the means of happiness. So everything should be limited, within the limits, and the aroma of the Indian curries is absolutely irresistible. It tempts us, rather drives us to overeating. So whatever, if you eat everything in limits, it is fine. But the aroma and the taste of the curries is so beautiful that we tend to eat more. When we tend to eat more, we will get all sorts of diseases. Cholesterol, then acidity, then irritability, and heart problem, kidney problem, cholesterol, everything. All sorts of problems we will start getting. So again, we start worrying and then we hurry to the doctor. And the doctor hurries ask you to hurry to the hospital. And the hospital people hurry to collect money from you. And then, then next, where we will hurry, we don't know. If we are lucky, we will hurry home. Too much of curry is any day bad for health. There is a proverb in Kannada, this is coined by me, Kariyannu mitavagi tinnuvavanu, hariya krupege patraraguvanu. That means a person who eats curry in limits, okay, is liked by even Hari. Hari means Lord Krishna, Lord Narayana. So that means people who eat more will not be liked by even Narayana. Anything taken in excess is bad and may cause indigestion, diarrhea, ulcers, acidity, burning sensation, cholesterol problems, heart problems, obesity, fat accumulation, etc., which are really dangerous to the person's health. So we start accumulating everything by eating more and more curries. So don't you think that curry is, even though curry has become a part of our daily food, whether it is veg or non-veg, is it bad? It is bad, is it not? Too much of anything within limits is very good. Anything. So now this is a beautiful photograph of a mini Bahubali thali. Thali. So you can see that how many curries are there, how many rumali roti or roti, and then chapati, everything is there. And people eat, and this is only mini Bahubali thali. There are people who eat, okay, God bless them. This is Bahubali thali. The number of ingredients are, number of katoris are more, number of curries are more, number of rotis are more, number of sweets are more, and everything is more here. So that is why it is called Bahubali. So it is not eating that is harmful. It is not eating that is harmful, but it is overeating that damages the body and the mind. So each one is interrelated. You hurry, you worry, and then eat curry. Again you start worrying, and again you start hurrying. So everything, if you try to minimize, okay, or take it in a good spirit and then follow it, each and everything, then the life will be beautiful. It is rightly said that we must eat to live and not live to eat. We must eat to live and not live to eat. A healthy mind and a healthy body is our passport to a successful and happy life. A healthy mind and a happy life and a healthy body is our passport to a successful and happy life. The right amount of clean and combination of food, clean food and combination of food, the variety. That is why they say the South India, whatever South Indian meal with all the different types of dishes, that is the most healthy meal for anybody, because it has got all sorts of things: salt, kara, sweet, then everything, all sorts of things it has got. And by the time the person completes each and everything in small quantities, which will be served in big festivals and big marriages and all. So it is really healthy. That's what people say. And it is true also. Because one compensates for the other. The right amount of clean and combination of food makes us feel active and healthy. So eat curry, eat good curry in limited quantities. Taste different curries. Too much of oily and spicy curries avoid. Too much of oily and spicy curries avoid. So the curry is the third weakness of people. So moral of the story is, so do not hurry, do not worry, and do not eat too much of spicy and oily curry for a peaceful and happy life. So do not eat, do not hurry, that is, do not hasten to anything, whether it is while taking a decision or while running for any, going for any job or going for any work, going for any school or going for any college or going to meet anybody. Unnecessarily plan accordingly and leave much before and have sufficient cushion for your reaching there, and then in time, and then do that one. So, and don't take any decision in a hurry. Think coolly and then take decisions in life, whatever decisions you want. So it is your decision, it is your thinking, it is your thinking only which makes you later in your life. So every one of us, we are whatever our things are, whatever our thinking is there. In whatever way we think, that is called in Sanskrit, yadbhavam tadbhavati. That means whatever we think, we will become. If we think good, we will become good. If you think bad, we will become bad. So if you feel that somebody, one of your friends is good, he is good. If you think that he is bad, he is bad. So do not worry. Unnecessarily, don't worry. There is no point in worrying, as I told you. By worrying, if you can solve the problems, go ahead and worry. But if you can, by worrying, if you cannot solve the problems, then where is the question of worrying? And similarly, don't eat too much of spicy and oily curry for a peaceful and happy life. But be what you are. That is very important in life. Be what you are. Some people will be tall, some people will be short, some people will be fat, some people will be thin, and some people will be less talkative, some people will be more talkative, some people will be jealous, some people will be always criticizing others. So we find around us all types of people having different characteristics. So be what you are and don't comment unnecessarily or criticize anybody. So be what you can be. Try to follow good examples of great people who have achieved something in life by following all very good practices and beautiful practices, and they have tried to become good human beings. So if you become a good human being, you will be the best person in the whole world. Do not compete or compare with anyone. By comparing yourself with anyone, you are making the biggest mistake of life. So never compete or compare with anyone. Always compete with yourself. Compare with yourself. Every day you try to excel yourself. That means yesterday I did this much. Today I'm going to do much more than this compared to yesterday. Today. So tomorrow I'm going to do whatever I'm doing today. Today, whatever I have achieved, or whatever I have not achieved, or whatever I have made, whatever mistakes I have made, I'm going to correct everything. And tomorrow I will overcome all these things. So never compare yourself or compete yourself with anybody. Compete in the sense, compete in the sports competition, in the examination, good. But unnecessarily competing with jealousy and other things, it is not good. Take whatever you have. That is, accept yourself. Accept yourself. God has designed each one of us in a different way. Every person is different in his stature and nature and characteristics. The height, the weight, the personality, and accept them. Because we cannot change by artificial means. Because many people have got into many problems by getting treated artificially, and realize that it is the blessings from the God to you. If your hands are working, if your ears are working, if your eyes are working, if your legs are working, and if your brain is working, if you are able to hear properly, then, and if you are able to think properly, and if you are able to help others properly, then if you are able to love others properly, okay, and get the blessings of everybody properly, then there is nothing like that. Nothing more than that is required in life. Then you are really a beautiful human being, and never compare. Abdul Kalam, once he was complaining that he did not have boots. He did not have boots. He was crying. Then later on, immediately after some time, he went out of the house. He was going on the street. He saw a person who did not have the legs. Then immediately he saw him and then understood and stopped crying. I'm at least having my legs. He doesn't have even legs. So why should I worry about the boots? So I should not cry. So that means it gives a lot of message for everybody, every one of us. So be what you are. Stay focused and live healthy life. So have a focused life. That is, you fix your direction in life. Instead of hurrying unnecessarily and worrying, clear all dues and conflicts or confusions of your life as early as possible. Don't keep anything pending. Whatever work is there pending, whatever action items are there in your life, please complete it on that day itself, on that day. If you spend your time, try to complete it on that day. If you spend your time and energy running after what others are trying to do, you are doing a great mistake, because God, don't try to copy others, because God has given different question papers to everybody. If you try to copy others, then his answer may be different from your answer. So never try to copy anybody. Be your own. Try to be on your own, and try to follow whatever God has given to you by excelling in life in your own capacity, and to reach your destination. So next one is, you are the architect of your life. Certainly you are the architect of your life. Don't allow anybody to architect of your life, to define you, or try to make you or anything, and to design you. Without hurry and worry, paint your life with your own brush. This is very important. Without hurry and worry, paint your life with your own brush and colors. Do not ask others to paint your life with whatever colors they like. So you are the boss of your own life. You start loving your body, and you start loving your life, and you have certain goals in your life. Try to move ahead with those goals in the proper direction, with proper thinking. This story of hurry and worry, okay, narrated by Sutta Mahamuni, to Shaunakadi Rishis in Suta Purana and told till now by me to all of you hereby comes to an end. So that means here I have taken, all of you know that we have a lot of pujas in South India, like a Ganesha Puja and Gauri Puja or Vishnu Puja, like that. For everything, there is a puja vidhana. And the book written by our great rishis has been, we use it, we use them for telling the stories, why we should do pujas and what is the benefit of doing pujas. And at the end, he says that one Suta Mahamuni means he is a great rishi. He narrates all these things to another set of rishis called Shaunakadi. Shaunaka and etc. etc. All the rishis are there. So in Suta, it is called Suta Purana. Suta Purana. So there I have taken that this thing, and then I am telling you just as a humorous, to bring a humorous end to my talk. That is the story of this Hari, Vari, and Kari, narrated by Suta Mahamuni to Shaunakadi Rishis. So I am Suta Mahamuni, and you are all the Shaunakadi Rishis. In Suta Purana, and told till now by me to all of you, hereby comes to an end. In the narration of the above story, there's a continuation in the puja vidhana. There is, in any ritual or any work, whatever we do, because we are all human beings. To err is our, to err is, we cannot avoid erring. Some mistakes or the other will happen. Okay. And if some mistakes have happened, so people have to excuse. Okay. For that, this is the narration of the above story, which was read, heard, and told by me today to all of you. Okay. And you have heard all those things. And if there is any shortcomings, then I will chant the names of the three times for Prayaschitta. That means, please don't take anything seriously, and everything in is a part and parcel of good humor in life. That is Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha. Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha. That is 3 times. If you pray, chant the name of the Lord Narayana, then whatever mistakes, if at all you have committed, or whatever little mistakes, that and all will be salvaged. That and all will go off. Okay. So with that humorous ending, I am going to 1 minute. I will unshare it.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable time. I feel really happy to see your concern about today's youth problems. And I think every participant must enjoyed it in their own ways. I individually enjoyed after knowing the scientist observation towards today's youth problems. Hari Bari Kari, it could be a principle like a 10K rule or any kind of rule. You can also put it as a rule, Hari Bari Kari rule. It would be a great idea, sir.
So, I hope you all liked that topic. I don't know. It was chosen by Ayush Pandey.
Yes, sir. I personally enjoyed it. I hope every participant also have enjoyed it.